Hey everybody, this is Paul the Comic Book Misfit coming at you with another episode of Misfit's Music Reviews. So, today we're going to talk about some CDs that were actually recommended by viewers. We're going to focus primarily on metal, and not just heavy metal, not just straight metal that we talked about last week with Metallica. I'm actually going to talk about more extreme versions. The first one actually is a cross between gothic metal and black metal. Within metal, there's separate subgenres. You've got your death, you've got your grindcore, metalcore, thrash, hardcore. Just this huge genealogy that can be traced back. In fact, if you watch Metal Evolution from Sam Dunn, he can take you through a pretty extensive trip through that timeline. So that being said, we're going to talk about the new Devilment CD, the Mephisto Waltzes. This one's actually fronted by Danny Filth. You may know that name from another band called Cradle of Filth, primarily a gothic black metal band. So, that aside, the music was great. I love this music. This album was recommended by a viewer at Leo Vela Bass because he knew that I would enjoy really good metal. And he was right. Leo, you were right. I was going to enjoy this. When I heard the name Danny Filth, I was expecting, really fast, aggressive drumming, some really operatic keyboards and strings and synths. To me, this is a little bit more relaxed music from Danny Filth. I think this is actually a step away from his normal side or his normal band. This side project is actually really good. The highlight is the female singer. Let me grab her name because I don't want to mess this up. Her name is Lauren Francis. It's a 5-piece. Lauren Francis is the female singer and the keyboardist. And to me, she's the star of this band. Danny Filth has this really raspy, shrieking, shrill type of vocal that works for Cradle of Filth. I'll include some examples in the description. A link to Cradle of Filth, a link to Devilment, and you judge for yourself. But to me, this album should really focus on Lauren's vocals. It's an edgier form of Evanescence, I think, and that's not that bad of a thing. It's different. The album starts off with this great just rock song called Judas Strain. And then it kind of veers off on different paths. Hitchcock Blonde's the second song. It's kind of campy, in a reference to the horror director Alfred Hitchcock. I can see it as being included on a couple of horror movie soundtracks. But the keyboards and the synths and the mid-tempo guitar riffs are what drive this album. Those provide a really good, just background for Lauren's vocals. I think she outshines Danny on this album. Personally, I would like to see them continue with Lauren and have Danny Filth come in and be a guest vocalist on a couple of tracks. But I understand. He's got the name recognition. He's got the loyal fan base from Cradle of Filth. Okay. I can see where they would include him. But you guys got to check the CD out. Go on Spotify, go on iTunes. The links will be in the description. Devilment to the Mephisto Waltzes. Highlight tracks would be Full Dark No Stars, Hitchcock Blondes. Let me get this. This is a long title, so I don't want to mess this one up. I'm going to trusty Spotify. I love this thing. I actually do pay for Spotify because, one, you got to pay for music. You can't get it for free. If you get it for free, you're gonna get shit music. Sorry, YouTube, you're gonna get crap music. Can't cuss. Even Your Blood Group Rejects Me. Is that the one I'm thinking of? No, that was from the first album. I'm sorry. Entangled in Our Pride. Entangled in Our Pride. To me, wow. Life Is What You Keep from the Reaper. These sound like great horror movie titles. But definitely check out Hitchcock Blonde. Definitely check out Full Dark No Stars. To me, those are the standout tracks of this album. Especially when you want to hear the interplay between the keyboards and Lauren's vocals. So, next album. Next album actually was recommended by Villarreal04, who also happens to be my brother, and who also introduced me to pretty much every form of music that I enjoy and that is pretty much out there. So I owe my musical education to this guy. So when he recommended the new one from Westfield Massacre, let me see if I can get the album cover here without the glare. Well, I don't know if you can see that. Westfield Massacre. Alright. This is another group that's this is their first release. Devilment's previous album was their second release. Westfield Massacres is actually their first release, and it's the new project from former members of Divine Heresy. And, again, if you're not familiar with these names, I'll include links in the description. We're getting into uncharted territory for a lot of casual fans. If you're a hardcore metalhead, these names are going to just fly out at you. So Westfield Massacre, again, amazing recommendation. Sounds like Killswitch Engage, sounds like Lamb of God, some great metalcore riffs, some really hardcore aggressive drumming. We've Tim Young, the former drummer for Divine Heresy. Man, that guy's got some blast beats. He can really just keep that aggressive tempo. You can just pretty much visualize his feet going on that double bass. The singer Tommy Vext, he really does a great job of the hard growl, the scream, and then it just transitions into this really melodic hook. A lot of the songs have some great hooks, some great choruses. Sounds like End of Heartache era Killswitch Engage when Howard Jones was doing the vocals. To me, that's amazing. To me, that's something. Howard's probably got the best melodic voice in metal. So, Westfield Massacre, yeah, you guys got to check these out. I hate to do this, but even though my brother Vincent recommended Westfield Massacre, he also recommended probably one of the worst albums I've heard this year. Third one we're going to talk about today is Superjoint Rituals, Caught in the Gears of Application. Oh, wow. Let me see if I can get that album cover for you guys. Caught in the Gears of Application. It is caught up in the gears of application. Okay. To me, the cover is the best thing on this album. I'm a huge Pantera fan. I follow Phil Anselmo since the first time I ever heard Vulgar Display of Power. I love his work with Down. The first and second Superjoint Ritual CDs were good. They changed the name up now. They're just Superjoint, and this album sucks. Oh, Phil, what the hell are you doing, man? And make it worse, Jimmy Bauer, one of the great guitar players for I Hate God and one of the driving forces of Down, Phil's other side project, his guitar work is it's dismal. This album sounds like a group of guys that got drunk and stoned and are trying to combine records. They're trying to mix records on a record player. They're doing a poor man's Pete Rock. They're taking Black Sabbath, mixing it with Black Flag, and unfortunately, the way they're doing it sucks. This is my opinion. When you think of Superjoint, you think of classic songs like, The Alcoholic, Waiting for the Turning Point, F Your Enemy. Great, just aggressive riffs. The production was top notch because you could hear the actual chords in the guitar. The drumming wasn't muddled. You can hear Phil's voice clearly. In this one, it sounds like he's singing through a wine bottle. It sounds like he's just doing the old jug, the ooh, ooh. To me, it's like his voice is a little too echoey. Jimmy's guitar sounds like he's playing a cheap pawn shop rig. Oh, they cannot stay focused on a set just structure for the song. It's all over the place. I think on the entire CD, I've only heard 3 good riffs. 3 riffs that really made my head bang. Maybe not. And other than that, I was skipping. Nothing stuck with me. I gave this album 2 listens. The first listen was more of a shock to me because I didn't think it was Superjoint. To me, it sounded like a bad Superjoint cover band that are drunk and smoke too much weed. And that's saying a lot for Superjoint because they do drink a lot and smoke a lot of weed. So do not buy this one. Do yourselves a favor. Don't buy this one. Go with Devilment. Definitely pick up Westfield Massacre. Wow. So that's my review for this week. I hate to leave it on a sour note, but that's music. Sometimes you're gonna get some great hits. Not everything can be stellar. So hopefully Superjoint, can pull themselves together, release a couple of EPs like Down did, and reinvent themselves. Because as a fan and as someone who's seen Superjoint a couple of times in concert, I don't want to hear these songs live. I don't want to listen to this record anymore. I want to forget it exists. In the meantime, I'm definitely going to have Devilment and I'm going to have Westfield Massacre in rotation, as well as the one I did last week, Metallica. If you guys have any comments, you guys have any opinions, you concur, you don't agree, hit me up in the comments. Let's start a dialogue. You think I suck? Well, then I suck. Let me know. Let me know why. Let me know how to improve. Until then, this is Paul the Comic Book Misfit. Stay tuned. We're going to switch gears for the next episode. We're going country. We got Garth Brooks' new one, The Gunslinger. We're going to talk about Ronnie Dunn's new album called Tattooed Heart. So, like, subscribe, comment, share this, pick on me, laugh with me. Take care of each other, everybody. Have a good holiday. This is Paul the Comic Book Misfit. Godspeed, my friends.